Welcome back to my channel, sleep-deprived viewers. Tonight, we delve into the shadowy depths of the internet, where bargains can become nightmares and sellers. Well, let's just say some sellers are better left unrated. We've scoured the depths of Reddit, forums, and those creepy pasta websites I know you all love, to bring you 5 terrifying tales of online shopping gone wrong. eBay and Craigslist, 2 platforms where hope for a good deal can quickly spiral into regret, fear, and maybe even a visit from your local paranormal investigator. So, turn off the lights, grab your nightlight, you're going to need it, and get ready to hear about haunted dolls, stalker sellers, cursed paintings, and houses you definitely shouldn't be touring alone or ever. Remember, every click could be a grave mistake, and if you ever find yourself face to face with a deal that seems too good to be true, run. Our first story takes us back to 2017, deep into the belly of eBay, where a young woman named Sarah was hunting for vintage treasures. See, Sarah had a thing for antique dolls, the kind with glassy eyes that seemed to follow you around the room. One evening, she stumbled upon a listing that made her heart skip a beat. It was a beautiful porcelain doll from the 1920s, dressed in a frilly pink dress with rosy cheeks and big blue eyes that seemed to pierce through the computer screen. And the price? Well, let's just say it was suspiciously low. Now, most people would be thrilled to find such a steal, but deep down, a shiver ran down Sarah's spine. Something about the doll's eyes, maybe it was the lighting in the photo, felt off. But the thrill of the find, the allure of the bargain, it was too strong to resist. Sarah clicked buy it now. Little did she know, she wasn't just buying a doll. She was inviting a nightmare into her home. The doll arrived nestled in a box filled with old newspaper clippings. Sarah eagerly unwrapped it, her unease giving way to excitement. But as she held the doll, the unsettling feeling returned. The porcelain felt strangely cold, almost clammy. That night, Sarah placed the doll on a shelf in her bedroom. As she lay in bed, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Then, soft whispers seemed to emanate from the doll. Sarah tried to rationalize it away, but the whispers grew louder, sometimes morphing into chilling giggles. Sleep became a distant memory, replaced by constant dread. The doll now seemed sinister, its glassy eyes reflecting malevolence. Our next story takes us away from the world of haunted dolls and into the realm of used furniture, where danger often lurks in the shadows of seemingly great deals. This time, our protagonist is a young man named Mark, who was moving into his first apartment and needed, well, everything. Browsing Craigslist, Mark stumbled upon a listing that seemed too good to be true. A complete living room set, couch, love seat, coffee table, the works, all for a fraction of the retail price. The seller, A woman named Linda explained she was moving out of state and needed to get rid of her furniture quickly. Mark, eager to furnish his new place without emptying his wallet, contacted Linda immediately. They arranged a time for him to see the furniture, and despite a nagging feeling in the back of his mind, Mark convinced himself it was just the usual anxieties of moving. He'd be fine, right? Little did he know, this Craigslist deal was about to take a very dark turn. Mark arrived at Linda's address, a rundown apartment complex on the outskirts of town. As he stepped out of his car, he noticed a figure watching him from a darkened window. He brushed it off as his imagination, his nerves getting the better of him. He entered Linda's apartment, and at first, everything seemed normal. The furniture was exactly as pictured, in surprisingly good condition. Linda herself was friendly, a little too friendly perhaps, her eyes lingering on Mark a beat too long. As Mark inspected the furniture, Linda stood uncomfortably close, her voice a touch too eager as she pointed out every detail, every scratch, every imperfection. It felt less like she was selling furniture and more like she was studying him. Mark, his unease growing by the second, made up an excuse about needing to measure his car. As he hurried out of the apartment, he could have sworn he heard Linda's voice, a low whisper that sent chills down his spine. "You'll be back." Our next tale takes us deep into the digital aisles of eBay, where an unsuspecting buyer stumbled upon a hidden terror masked as art. Imagine scrolling through endless listings, the glow of the screen illuminating your face in the darkness. A seemingly innocuous listing. An antique painting she Konishi Murai. The price was unbelievably low, almost too good to be true. She clicked, "Buy it now," unaware she was inviting a malevolent force into her home. The package arrived, the painting wrapped in layers of protective plastic and bubble wrap. As the woman unwrapped it, she felt a strange unease wash over her. The air grew heavy, as if a cold presence had entered the room. Ignoring the prickling sensation, she hung the portrait in her living room. But the unsettling feeling persisted. The eyes of the woman in the painting seemed to follow her every move. Objects began to move around the house. Lights flickered. Whispers seemed to emanate from the empty corners of her home. Sleep offered no escape, replaced by vivid nightmares, where the woman from the painting would step out of the canvas. Driven to the brink, the woman tried to get rid of the painting. She tried selling it, donating it, even throwing it away. But it always returned. The painting had become a tangible manifestation of her deepest fears. She was trapped, ensnared in a web spun from the darkest oils. The woman had become a prisoner in her own home, haunted by a canvas that seemed to scream its tormented secrets. Imagine scrolling through Craigslist, desperate for an affordable apartment in a city that seems determined to drain your bank account. You know the feeling, right? That's where Sarah found herself, staring at a listing that seemed almost too good to be true. A charming 2-bedroom apartment in a safe neighborhood, rent ridiculously low. It felt like finding a winning lottery ticket. But some things are too good to be true. A lesson Sarah was about to learn the hard way. She contacted the supposed landlord, a man with a strangely distant demeanor. He avoided phone calls, preferring to communicate through cryptic emails. Red flags, maybe. But the apartment was just so perfect, and Sarah, blinded by the promise of a good deal, ignored her gut feeling. He insisted on an unusual meeting arrangement, late at night, in front of the seemingly vacant building. He claimed to be out of town, that this was the only time he could show her the place. A shiver ran down Sarah's spine. A sense of unease settling in her stomach. The night was thick with a chilling fog, streetlights casting an eerie orange glow on the empty street. Sarah stood alone, clutching her pepper spray, second-guessing her decision to come. It was the silence that was the most unnerving. The man was late, and with every passing minute, the oppressive silence seemed to amplify the fear, gnawing at Sarah's resolve. She pulled out her phone to call him again, but before she could press the call button, a voice startled her. Looking for something? A raspy voice close to her ear. Sarah whipped around to find a disheveled man grinning at her, his eyes reflecting the unsettling orange glow of the streetlights. This wasn't the man from the emails. He took a step closer, his grin widening. This isn't a good place for a young woman to be alone at night. Sarah's blood ran cold. She had stumbled into a nightmare disguised as a good deal. This final story takes us deep into the heart of darkness, a chilling reminder that some houses hold secrets best left undisturbed. It all started with a Craigslist ad. A beautiful Victorian mansion sold for a fraction of its value. The seller, eager to get rid of the property, spoke little of the house itself. A young couple, newly married, saw the ad as a stroke of luck. They were wrong. The house held a darkness, a history written in blood. The couple moved into the mansion with their hopes and dreams, unaware of the horrors that lurked within its walls. The first few nights were plagued by strange noises, disembodied whispers, floorboards creaking under unseen footsteps, and blood-curdling screams that echoed through the empty halls. They tried to rationalize the events, blaming them on the age of the house, their smiles growing increasingly strained with each passing day. But the horrors escalated, their dream home transforming into a living nightmare. One evening, while researching the history of the house, they stumbled upon a chilling discovery. The mansion was the site of a gruesome mass murder-suicide decades earlier. The previous owner, driven to madness, had brutally murdered his entire family before taking his own life. The couple's blood ran cold as they realized the horrifying truth. They were not alone in the house. They were living with the ghosts of the victims, their tormented souls seeking solace, or perhaps revenge. And there you have it, 5 chilling tales from the dark side of online marketplaces. Remember, the next time you're browsing through deals on eBay or Craigslist, be careful. That incredible bargain might come with a terrifying price tag you never expected. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. And be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had a creepy online encounter? Let me know, if you dare. Until next time, sleep tight, and remember, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones hiding behind a screen.